Hello and welcome. My name's Leanne. I live in Australia and this is my crafty cupboard. It's filled with all sorts of craft items, lots of inspiration and fun. What will we do today? Let's get started.
Hi everyone. I love videos where people show me what's in their project bags and what they're working on at the moment, so I thought you might be interested in seeing some of my bags of projects. I'll start with this little one first. This is just a cute little cat purse design from Studio Mio. There's a little fish on the back. I've just put a magnet there to catch my needle because if I want to take this one on the go with me, what I tend to do is put the needle that is in progress in the fish with its tip in between the magnets so that it won't fall out and accidentally stab me in my bag, whatever bag I'm using. So this is what I use to hold my little scissors. You can see the magnets just gripping. I've got it on a keychain, so the magnets actually just gripping them so they don't go anywhere and don't get lost. And the Sashiko thread and the Sashiko needles. So that's everything I need to work on any Sashiko project that I'm working on in one cute little purse that comes with me. This is a piece that I was working on, but I've now finished. And I just need to work out what I want to do with this now. This is a piece that I picked up just on a whim because I love sitting and stitching. And this is a printed panel, so everything was there. You just follow the lines. Beautiful, calm activity. Just to sit and enjoy the stitching. This particular one here, you can see a faint outline of the picture underneath. I didn't actually like the one that was included, and so I put this one on instead. But all of the markings that are pre-printed just wash out, and so I have to think what I like to do with those now that they're complete. This little travel sewing pouch or purse was a kit by Stitch Between the Bridges, and the tassel came in the kit, and I've just attached as well a pair of mini scissors. I like to have everything I need in little project bags so that if I want to pick up something and take it with me, like when I'm traveling on the train or something like that, it's all in there and ready to go. Once again, another magnet to hold my needles so they won't disappear. And this little one folds down so that you can see everything that you have and need. So in this particular pouch, I have my little pieces for stitching. These are 1 1/4 inch hexagons. Again, quilt as you go. So I thought it was just a lovely way to use up scrap fabric and scrap batting from, you know, when you make a quilt and you've always got quite a bit of excess around the edges that you then trim down. And so I thought this would be a lovely way to use up that excess, and a fun way too to sort of try out different techniques and just do little mini stitcheries or use up little pieces of fabric. So I've got, you know, a strip of this fabric that I can embroider on, little bundles of small fabrics. Inside I've got the hexes that I'm using. So this is the finished size, 1 1/4 inch. This bigger one is what I use to cut the backing fabric around there. So that one is 1.5 with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, it says. And then this one I've got because sometimes with the little stitcheries and things it becomes a bit bulky. Particularly say for example this one with the beads on. When I want to trim the finished piece down, you know, the beads make this sit up from the fabric and you can't cut so accurately. So this one is the right side on the inside to be, I just draw an outline and use my scissors if the stitcher is bulky like that with beads on. In here also I've got, this size. So this is the sort of size of the white area that you can see. So that helps me audition fabrics and make sure that I'm not doing anything that's too big. So I simply just place dots around on the white fabric to just keep within those edges. Just using this charcoal ace pen. I've got my mini rotary cutter, some binder clips, needles, some pre-cut, well, pre-cut by me, the little hexes of wadding to go in between. This one is a godsend, especially when you're trying to thread a needle on a train. The little Clover extra fine needle threader. And I just sew my hexes down and together with bottom line thread. So I've just put some on a bobbin so that's nice and transportable. These are just little bits of ribbon and little ribbon flowers in case I want to do something with those on this project. Zips up, ready to go with me wherever I go. Okay. This is English paper piecing pouch that I did in a workshop with Hugs and Kisses. And it houses a project that's been a whip for a very, very long time. It's a piece of candle wicking. I think it's been a work in progress for a long time because although I enjoy the process and find it quite relaxing, there's no colour involved, and I love colour. And so I think I would grow a little tired of it. So it just lives in that pouch and I bring it out whenever I feel inclined. Put in a few more pieces of wool and then pack it back up and away it goes. So this is just one of those clips. This is a really nice way to house a project that doesn't have many materials in it. It looks very pretty in my crafty cupboard. This one was a kit by Hatched and Patched. Little hand embroidered flowers there on a scalloped piece, and it's just a drawstring bag. I use this for my crochet. So you can see I have it hang off the sides stitch markers and the needles to weave in my ends. And and a little pair of mini scissors so I can cut my yarn. This one's housing this little scarf that's in progress. Now I've memorized the pattern for this one, and it was by Yummy Yarn & Co. But what I do have in here is a printout I made for myself, reminding me of where to join as I go, because I'm new to doing join as you go, and so that little diagram comes with me to help me remember when to attach. Inside I have got all the yarn I need for the project. I've got, now this is something added extra that I added a pocket inside to house all my crochet hooks. And the other project that this one has inside it, keep in this little tube, because this little hook is quite sharp and can poke through. So in here are lots of little hand-dyed flowers. So little crocheted and hand-dyed flowers. And I've just been using Inktense pencils to dye these. So I use the Inktense pencil like watercolor. I get a bit of water on my brush, dip it into the, brush the edge of the pencil tip, and use that to paint up the flowers. And what I'm hoping this will become one day, hang on, I'll just grab the book, is this beautiful butterfly by Luna Heavenly. So at the moment I'm just working on all the little flowers that go on the base. And so that just lives in this little tube, so I don't lose them because they're so tiny. And the tube protects that hook as well. So that's what's in my little crochet bag. The pattern for the flowers, the mini flowers for the butterfly, I don't remember, but I just have that. I've taken a photo of those particular instructions to keep on my phone, so that I've always got my phone with me wherever I go. And if I feel like crocheting those, I can just pick up this bag. Time for a stretch and snack. I want to share some delicious apple Danish with me. Where shall we cut it? Maybe if we cut it this way, we get some apple each. That sounds so good. Here you go. Okay, this bag's a new addition. I wanted something round-ended and fairly large to house my bigger crochet or knitting projects. And so it's one I just designed using, I bought this fat quarter bundle of 3 fat quarters of this fabric, and I just loved it. And so I just simply designed a bag that would make the most use of those fabrics. Did learn something doing the bag. So with my round ends, I thought, oh, it's hard work to have to sew bias to the round edge, so I'll sew it to the straight edge because it's attaching to the round edge anyway, right? But you can see it doesn't really work. It doesn't end up very round. So that's something that I've learnt in the process of designing this and having a go. So inside this one, that's the fabric that's inside. It's a gold fabric. Again, pair of scissors. This is a millstone blanket. So again, this is a really easy pattern that you can just memorize, and it's a nice easy thing to sit and crochet without getting too tedious, but also not being so complicated that you need to really concentrate. So that's as far as I've gone so far. I've already made one whole lap rug of this, and that was actually one of my lockdown projects. And it's also got an aspirational project in here as well. It's been sitting here for a while, and that is to knit a pair of socks. So during our first lockdown, I did knit a pair of socks using circular needles and really enjoyed it. And those socks have not lasted, like they disintegrated pretty much after a year. So I guess that might be why I'm hesitating to give these socks a go. Plus I do find socks a little challenging because I've only made the one pair so far. So they're sitting in here for when I'm feeling brave for my challenge to have a go of socks. I did make my other pair in pure wool, and I have since learnt from watching other YouTubers that that's not a great idea for socks. And so I'm hoping this might be more durable. We'll see how we go. Just bring that closer to me to zip it up. These next two bags, I can't tell you the patterns or designers because these were actually made and gifted to me by my sister. I'm so lucky. They're in beautiful, beautiful bags and have lasted so many years now, even though I use them constantly and pack them full to the brim. Stirring up a little bit there. All right, so this one is a backpack. And it does have a flap. It's just at the moment I've got a quilt hanging out the top of it. So it's got backpack flap, magnetic catch to close. Let me take the quilt out of the way so I can show you. It's got a drawstring top there, so you can actually pinch the toggle, pull that drawstring up nice and tight and close with the catch. So this is my bag that I take to my quilting group when I go each week, and it's also my go-to weekender bag as well. So it holds so much in it and it's just so beautiful. So at the moment, because it's my quilting group bag, I take in it the things I need. So I take my smaller ruler for trimming up, got my quilt clips, big pair of scissors, and these are all the offcuts and the binding ready to go on the quilt that I'm working on at the moment. And oh, well, it's actually not a quilt, it's a table runner. So I like table runners to do double duty if they are seasonal. So this is a fabric that I picked to go on the back, which I picked purely because it matches the colour of the binding. That's the binding that's going to happen. And so this could be used all year round. But inside we've got some adorable little Christmas creatures. Let's have a look. So this was a panel. All these lovely little Australian animals wearing their Aussie Christmas jumpers. So this is a panel I bought from Post Office Patchwork in Glenbrook. And the panel comes with double what you can see here, but I've decided to just use these 5 as the table runner. And my quilting is just simply in the ditch, and then I've quilted around the outline of the little animals as well. So I'm up to trimming that down and putting the binding on. I like to use different colours at Christmas. Instead of the red and greens, I've gone pink and green on this one. And so that is my beautiful quilted backpack. Okay, this one is my go-to. This one houses all of my tools all the time. It's got little pockets on the outside. Little patched pockets. You can see it's full to bursting. So little patched pockets on each side. Now I've extended the clip to close it because I have it so full. So inside I have another long-term project. So this one is called Hanazono by Anne Summerlad, and this is just my drawing of the colorways I want to use in making it. That's her one, and I'm still just at the stage of putting down all the hexes. And so just keep it in a folder. Just in numbered order, so that one day when they're all there, which you can see they're not, but when they're all done, I'll be able to piece it together. You can see I'm up to all different stages with each one. These ones I've got the paper pieces cut ready, but no fabric yet. And I use this section of the bag to hang the embroidery threads that I'm using on this project. This little guy I made, he's called Fred Ted Thread. So as you can see, he holds my pins. He's a brooch, so I can actually wear him if I want to when I'm sewing projects. You just need to be careful to put your pins down and not through. He holds a little bobbin of thread, or he can actually hold a whole spool of normal thread as well on this ribbon, whatever you're using to sew at the time. And around his ankle, he's got a little thread cutter, which is actually just taken out of dental floss. I took this out of a dental floss container and attached him. So he's a really little handy sewing companion. Inside the roll, I've got all the fabrics that I'm using for this project. So they're there, ready to grab and use. And so the roll keeps them relatively uncrushed so that I don't have to constantly keep ironing them. This is the little tool pocket. So I've got glue pen, water erasable and disappearing pen, crochet hook unpicker. This is a chalk pen, spare needles, These are the little applique pins. Really tiny. I've got spare leads for the chalk pen, a pencil, little scissors, and some needles and pins. This is another one of those cute little pins from the store in Japan. Little long-haired dachshund. Don't think we can see him, can we? Let's zoom in on him. Oh no, he's going to be out of focus. Oh, there we go. No, he's a bit blurry. That's as good as we can get there. And it also has project sleeves as well. So at the moment I don't have any cut up projects in progress, so it's just got a few random bits of thread, a ruler, sharpener, pencil. And of course these big pockets can hold projects. I've got protractors, rotary cutter, this thing, oh my goodness, this gets so much use. It is so useful. This is for turning or for threading elastic and that sort of thing, cords through. This is a project I bought in Japan and is sitting in my to-do one-day pile. So it's just a little mini hanging quilt of a kimono. This is the logo of the little store that I bought this from. It's in Kurashiki, near the station, in a little shopping arcade. What else? That's another thing that's sitting there waiting to get done. It's a little hand sewn wallet. And then this side, oh excuse me, it's just got a board. This has got sandpaper attached. It was from when I was doing color-K instead of applique. So if you've not heard of that, that's the idea of using colored pencils instead of cutting out applique pieces to create patterns and pictures in your quilts. So go and have a look at the Hugs and Kisses website. It's a really good technique. I enjoyed doing that. And I use the other side for gluing and all sorts of things. It's a very handy thing to carry around. So that's what's going on in my project bags. If you'd like to see me work on any of the projects in these bags, let me know in the comments. I'd love for you to share your project bags with us too. That's where I'm going to leave you today. Hope you have a great day. I'll see you next time.